What's up, my peeps? Time for a brand new episode of Supercard, and to be quite honest with you guys, initially there probably wasn't going to be a new Supercard video today. I wanted to post one up, but there wasn't anything new to talk about. There wasn't any news or announcements until we got a little bit of juicy news from the official Supercard Twitter account, giving us some details on 3 brand new sets of Summerslam 17 cards. So I'll get to that in just a few moments, but first, I've got a pack to open up, so let's go ahead and get to the live footage. Okay, time to open up this Platinum pack and see if we get an SS17 card out of it. So, the first time around, we got an SS17 card. Second time, no SS17. Third time, let's find out. So, Kevin Owens, and we don't get an SS17. Yeah, we're not getting one. I could tell right away from the background. I see an Ultimate card, a Mania card, and of course, we've got the Battle Point. So, once again, no SS17 card out of my Platinum pack, but I do get some battle points here, putting me at 5k. So I need 5 more K, or actually, no, 6k to get another SS17 pack from the BP store. This was one of our closer TBGs. This is nowhere near as close as those that I've seen with like a 10-point difference, but it was a competitive TBG, and this is a case where if we would have lost, I wouldn't have been too upset, because we did what we could, we charged our cards, and we did all our attacks, or used all our attacks. If you check out the opponents here, there is no opponent with some attacks left on them. 15 out of 15 attacks on every single opponent. Now, what I do want to check out is our brand new opponents, the next team we're going to take on. So, we're taking on Twisted Minds. I'm going to look up that team, but first, let me see my TBG cards. What cards do I get? Do I have one of the better decks or not? So let's open this up, and the first card is, okay, 33 Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode. It's looking good. Ultimate Darren Young. Okay, these two are pretty weak. Natalia, and the last female is Nia Jax. So it seems like an okay deck. Let me just check this out here. So how many points am I worth here? Okay, so I'm actually worth the least amount of points out of all my teammates, but honestly, initially, it looked like an okay deck, but whatever. 91 points, so it doesn't look like I'll be taking on the top opponents of the opposing team, but I'll still try and do so. But like I said, I want to look up the team, Twisted Minds. So I'm going to search that team up, and I do this most of the time. Sometimes I don't care to do it, but a lot of times I do want to check it out. So Twisted, okay, Minds. Let's search that up. No team matched your search. Okay, so either the search is messed up or I got the name wrong. Twisted Minds. Let me go back and make sure I got the, oh, okay, that's why. Instead of an S, it's a Z. Okay, so let's go back here, find team, and let's search them back up. Now, for those of you wondering why I'm doing this, it's because I want to know what we're up against prior to the TBG actually starting. I'm looking up the team to find out the tier of the team, because that's the information we really gotta go by here, or the only information we can go by, as far as how active they're gonna be, or if they're gonna charge and such. Now, that doesn't mean that, you know, if it's a lower tier team that they're definitely not going to charge, but from our experience and the TBGs that we've played, most of the time the lower tier teams tend to not charge or barely charge. But like I said, this isn't the case all the time. Regardless of the tier though, we always fully charge. The only real difference, I guess, in our game plan, kind of, if it's an SS17 team compared to a lower tier team, if I find out it's an SS17 or SS17 plus or plus plus, I'll emphasize our strategy more and make sure to remind everybody to follow the strategy so we can ensure we win the TBG. Anyways, time to get to the announcement that we got today. They tweeted out, what's this? New SS17 cards, all aboard the hype train. Not gonna repeat the rest, more reveals over the next week, and then they linked, of course, the Supercard blog. So, we're gonna go to the blog here, and it says, all aboard Throwbacks, Hall of Fame, and Fusions. Okay. So, it says, you hear that. That's the sound of the hype train coming, and it's bringing dozens of new Summerslam 17 cards with it. First up, we have the Aussie herself in throwback form. So, alright, we're getting a throwback Emma card. Now, of course, the thing with throwbacks is you gotta buy them, unless they put them into the login bonuses later on, but initially, the only way to get them is through a throwback pack. As far as the card goes, I like that it's Emma, because usually Emma doesn't get, some of the top cards or these, limited type cards. Usually these are reserved to the same top superstars. So I like it when they switch it up like this. And I also really like the look of these new throwback cards, these SS17 throwback cards. I mean, so far we've only seen Emma, but I like the background. I like the gold with the black, if you couldn't already tell from, my picture on here and the attires that I use in 2K18 and all of that. I like gold and black. I like the combination. I know there's a little bit of blue here and some red, but for the most part, it's gold and black, and I really like the look of it. Much better looking, in my opinion, than the 33 throwback cards. Moving on, it says, when it comes to fusions, who wouldn't want the demon? Finn Balor comes crawling in with this new card. Now, this is also gold and black, and it looks good, but I prefer the throwback card. Don't get me wrong, like I said, this still looks good, but personally, for some reason, I prefer the throwback card look. And moving on, of course, this is a fusion card, so you can get this one for free. By the way, just a quick tip for those of you who want to get in on these new fusions as soon as possible, go ahead and start your fusions right now. If you don't have a 33 fusion at the moment, or even if you do, start another one. Because if the last fusion update is anything to go by, whatever fusion you've got going on, once the update drops, whatever time is left, that time will be elapsed and your fusion will be ready to go. So my advice to you, whether you've got some 33 fusions ready to go or not, is start some fusions right now. So that way, once the update drops, whatever fusion you're currently waiting on should stop. The timer should stop and it should be ready. That's if they do the same as they did with the last fusion update. Let's go ahead and continue reading this article and finish this up. And finally, last but most certainly not least, WWE Hall of Famer and notorious milk chugger Kurt Angle. This is his second card in WWE Supercard, and boy, are we excited for it. So this also looks good, a brand new look for the Hall of Fame cards. I do hope that, just like with the last throwback pack and the last Hall of Fame pack, that they give us an opportunity to get one for free, out of the login bonuses or out of packs that you can get out of the BP store. It then says, this update arrives at your mobile gaming station sooner than you think, so get ready, superstars. Oh, and one other thing, we have some more tricks and treats coming soon. Obviously, I think this last part refers to the Halloween pack. Going back to the 3 cards here, I think they all look good. But out of the 3, I definitely think Emma and Kurt Angle have the better looking backgrounds over the fusion cards, which is the case a lot of times. For instance, when it comes to Batista, or when it comes to the Seen Enough cards, you've got RVD and Batista in there, which I think are the best 2 Batista and Rob Van Dam cards in the game. The best 2 looking ones, of course, are the best ones stat-wise, but looks-wise too. See, this is what you get if you get the Seen Enough edition of the game. Now, if you don't get the Seen Enough edition, you have to settle for this. But hey, we might get a cool looking Batista or RVD card from the fusions this time around, although they're more fitting for the throwback pack, so if we see them within one of these 3 new sets, I think it'd be more likely to see them in the throwback pack. Anyways, if you guys have been keeping up with the Supercard videos lately, I've been saying that I think the reset is going to come once S4 comes out. That the SS17 tier is likely to be the last tier before we have to restart all over again, just like we did back in Season 2, for a number of reasons. Number 1 being the token system basically being rendered useless nowadays, because once you pro an SS17 card, they give you enough tokens to max out every single stat. And the token system was brought in to make it so even if we've got the same card, it doesn't necessarily mean that we've got the same stats on that card, because the tokens would make it so almost everybody's card would be different. Maybe one has more attack power, or what am I talking about, attack power? This isn't Pokemon. One has more power, the other has more speed or whatever, but in this case, like I said, you've got enough tokens now to where everybody's stats is pretty much the same unless you put some in ability. And on top of that, they're already giving out SS17 cards in the login bonuses. They usually don't do that this early on into the tier. And now they're bringing in the Fusion Chamber with SS17 cards this early into the tier. This, once again, isn't something they usually do. And with the Seen Enough edition of 2K18, they're giving you pretty much 3 SS17 event cards. They're not as strong as event cards, but they're pretty close. They're around Money in the Bank level. So they're giving you a lot of SS17 cards, and this leads me to believe that they're being so generous with the SS17 cards because there's gonna be a reset pretty soon. What do you guys think? Season 2 of Supercard brought in a reset. Season 3, no reset. So for Season 4, reset or no reset? Let me know your predictions in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, click the like button down below. And with that said, I'm out, guys. See ya.